A convertible isn't just a car, it's a statement. Some American convertibles combine powerful engines, timeless styling, and the ability to turn heads everywhere they go. In this video, we're counting down the best-looking American convertibles ever built. Let's get started. Number 13. Chevrolet Corvette Stingray Convertible. 1963 was a turning point for Corvette. The Stingray, shaped under the direction of legendary designer Bill Mitchell, completely changed the way Americans looked at sports cars. The coupe became famous for its split rear window, but the convertible was arguably the cleaner and more elegant version. With the soft top folded away, the car revealed one of the most beautiful silhouettes of the 1960s. The pointed nose, sculpted side vents, and tightly tapered rear end created a design that looked fast even when standing still. It was unmistakably American, yet far more sophisticated than many of its rivals. Under the hood sat Chevrolet's legendary 327 cubic inch V8, available with outputs ranging from 250 to 360 horsepower. Equipped with fuel injection, the Stingray could sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in around 5.8 seconds. Serious performance for the early 60s. When it debuted, the Corvette carried a price tag that placed it among America's most desirable performance cars. But once that roof came down, the decision became much easier. The C2 Stingray convertible remains one of the purest expressions of American automotive freedom ever built. Number 12. Pontiac Firebird Trans Am Convertible. By 1993, the third-generation Firebird was nearing the end of its production run. A new generation was already waiting in the wings, but before it arrived, Pontiac gave enthusiasts one last open-air Trans Am, and it became one of the most nostalgic performance cars of the era. Power came from GM's LT1 5.7-liter V8, producing 275 horsepower and delivering a 0 to 60 time of roughly 6 seconds. With the top down, the V8 soundtrack became part of the driving experience, filling the air with that unmistakable American muscle car rumble. Visually, the Trans Am convertible stood out thanks to its aggressive front fascia, integrated spoiler, and sleek body lines. Even with the roof removed, it retained the bold character that defined the Firebird name. The Firebird often lived in the shadow of the Camaro, but this convertible carved out its own identity. Today, these cars sit at the intersection of two enthusiast worlds: classic Pontiac fans and convertible lovers. That combination makes them far more special than many people realize. Number 11. Chrysler Crossfire Roadster. The Chrysler Crossfire Roadster was one of the most unusual American convertibles of the 2000s. Built on the Mercedes-Benz SLK platform but wrapped in a body designed by Chrysler, it created a blend that felt unlike anything else on the road. When the Roadster arrived in 2005, people couldn't quite decide what it was. Was it American? Was it German? The answer was somewhere in between. Standard models used a 3.2-liter Mercedes 5.6 producing 215 horsepower, while the high-performance SRT6 version pushed that figure to 330 horsepower thanks to a supercharger. Drop the soft top and the cabin transformed into a clean, open-air driving experience. The styling remains controversial even today. The dramatic rear fenders, narrow cabin, and fastback-inspired shape made it impossible to ignore. Some people loved it, others hated it, but everyone noticed it. When production ended in 2008, the Crossfire left behind a unique legacy. Few American cars have ever combined European engineering and American styling in such a distinctive package. Number 10. Chevrolet Camaro Z28 Convertible. The fourth-generation Camaro ran from 1993 to 2002, and by the year 2000, Chevrolet had perfected the formula. The Z28 Convertible represented one of the best balanced versions of the entire generation. Under the hood was the legendary 5.7-liter LS 1V8, producing 305 horsepower and launching the car from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just over 5 seconds. At the time, those numbers put it among the quickest American convertibles on the road. With the soft top folded down, the Camaro managed to preserve everything enthusiasts loved about its coupe counterpart. The aggressive front end, low-slung profile, and signature quad taillights remained intact, giving the convertible the same muscular presence. What makes the 2000 Z28 convertible stand out today is its design consistency. Unlike many convertibles that lose their proportions when the roof disappears, the Camaro looked just as good with the top down as it did with it up. When fourth-generation production ended in 2002, it marked the end of an era, and the 2000 Z28 remains one of the finest examples of that era's open-top American performance. Number 9. 2007 Pontiac Solstice GXP Convertible. The Pontiac Solstice GXP wasn't just another roadster, it was arguably the last true sports car Pontiac ever built. And if you want to see that spirit at its best, the convertible is the version to remember. Under the hood sat a turbocharged 2.0-liter LNF four-cylinder producing 260 horsepower, enough to launch the lightweight roadster from 0 to 60 miles per hour in around 5.5 seconds. Back in 2007, that put it in legitimate competition with cars like the Honda S2000, Mazda MX-5 Miata, and even entry-level Porsche Boxsters. What really made the Solstice stand out, though, was its design. Penned by Franz von Holzhausen, who would later become Tesla's chief designer, the car featured a long hood, short rear deck, muscular fenders, and proportions that looked stunning with the top down. The clean, open-air profile gave it an elegance that many enthusiasts feel was overlooked when it was new. Pontiac never made much money from the Solstice, and the brand itself disappeared in 2010. But the GXP convertible remains a reminder of what Pontiac could still do at the very end. A beautiful, fast, and surprisingly refined roadster that deserved a longer life. Number 8. Fisker Karma Sunset Concept. To be fair, the Fisker Karma Sunset was never a production car. It debuted as a concept at the 2012 Geneva Motor Show and never made it beyond that stage. But sometimes the cars that never happen are the ones we remember most. Based on the already striking Fisker Karma sedan, the Sunset transformed Henrik Fisker's sleek luxury hybrid into a breathtaking convertible. The standard Karma produced a combined 403 horsepower from its plug-in hybrid powertrain, blending performance with futuristic technology long before electrification became mainstream. With its roof removed, the Karma's dramatic proportions became even more apparent. The flowing body lines, low stance, and long silhouette created one of the most elegant American convertible designs of the modern era. The Sunset earns its place on this list because it represented a fascinating vision of what the future could have been. It combined luxury, open-air freedom, and advanced hybrid technology in a way few cars had attempted. Fisker's original company eventually collapsed, and the Sunset never reached production, but it remains one of the most beautiful what-if stories in automotive history. Number 7. 2004 Cadillac XLR. In 2004, Cadillac decided to ask a question nobody expected. What if we built a luxury roadster to rival Europe's best? The answer was the Cadillac XLR. Powered by a 4.6-liter Northstar V8, producing 320 horsepower, the XLR could sprint from 0 to 60 miles per hour in about 5.9 seconds. But performance wasn't the car's biggest selling point. What made it special was its fully retractable hardtop. At the push of a button, the metal roof folded neatly into the trunk, transforming the car from luxury coupe to convertible in seconds. Visually, the XLR was one of the purest expressions of Cadillac's famous art and science design language. Sharp lines, angular bodywork, a low-slung stance, and signature vertical lighting gave it a look unlike anything else on the road. Inside, the cabin combined premium leather, elegant lighting, and a driver-focused layout that felt genuinely upscale. Even with the roof down, the car retained the refined atmosphere expected from a Cadillac. Production ended in 2009, and Cadillac has never truly replaced it. The XLR remains a unique chapter in the brand's history, a bold attempt to prove that Cadillac could build a world-class luxury sports car, and a surprisingly attractive one at that. Number 6. Pontiac GTO Convertible. The story of the Pontiac GTO is the story of the American muscle car. Most people picture the hard-top coupe, but the convertible added an entirely different dimension to that legend. The standard engine was a 400 cubic inch V8, producing 335 horsepower, with even more performance available through options like Tri-Power and Ram Air packages. With the top down, that unmistakable V8 soundtrack wasn't trapped inside a cabin. It echoed freely across the open road, Many enthusiasts consider 1967 to be the finest year of the first-generation GTO. The new Endura front bumper gave the car a cleaner and more modern appearance, while the body lines remained muscular without feeling exaggerated. Everything about the design felt balanced and purposeful. The GTO convertible could play two roles effortlessly. On the highway, it was a comfortable grand tourer built for long-distance cruising. At a stoplight, it became a muscle car ready to challenge almost anything beside it. Number 5. Chevrolet Camaro LT Convertible. The 6th-generation Camaro was already living on borrowed time by 2023. Everyone knew production was nearing its end, and somehow that made the convertible version feel even more special. It wasn't just another Camaro, it felt like a farewell tour for one of America's most iconic performance cars. Under the hood, the LT model packed a 3.6-liter V6 producing 335 horsepower, while stepping up to the SS brought the legendary 6.2-liter V8 with 455 horsepower. But what really makes this convertible stand out isn't the engine, it's the design. Chevrolet managed to preserve the Camaro's aggressive stance, even with the roof folded down. The sharp body lines, muscular fenders, and low-slung profile remain instantly recognizable whether the top is up or down. Number 4. Studebaker Commander Convertible. In 1953, most American automakers were chasing bigger chrome, bigger fins, and bigger statements. Studebaker took a different path. The Commander convertible proved that elegance could be just as powerful as excess. Designed under the influence of the legendary Raymond Loewy team, the car featured smooth, clean lines that looked years ahead of its competitors. While many convertibles of the era relied on flashy details, the Commander stood out through simplicity. With the soft top folded away, its profile looked sleek, balanced, and surprisingly modern. Number 3. Chevrolet Corvette Stingray Convertible. When Chevrolet introduced the mid-engine C8 Corvette, it completely changed what people expected from an American sports car. Then, in 2021, the convertible version arrived and somehow made the formula even more impressive. Powered by a naturally aspirated 6.2-liter LT2 V8, producing up to 495 horsepower with the Z51 package, the C8 convertible can launch from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 2.9 seconds. Those are genuine supercar numbers. Yet this Corvette still offers the freedom of top-down driving. The engineering behind it is just as impressive as the performance. Unlike traditional convertibles, Chevrolet designed a retractable hardtop that almost disappears into the rear bodywork. Even with the roof folded away, the Corvette retains its exotic supercar silhouette. From many angles, it's nearly impossible to tell the convertible. Number 2. Ford Mustang EcoBoost Convertible. For more than 6 decades, the Mustang has been America's go-to open-top performance car, and the 7th-generation model proves why that legacy continues. The 2024 Mustang EcoBoost Convertible blends modern technology, everyday usability, and timeless style into one incredibly appealing package. Its turbocharged 2.3-liter EcoBoost engine delivers 315 horsepower and a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of around 5.1 seconds. That makes it quick enough to be exciting while remaining comfortable enough for daily driving. It's the kind of car you can enjoy on a back road, a highway cruise, or your morning commute. Visually, Ford refined the Mustang's classic proportions rather than reinventing them. The new LED lighting, sharper front fascia, and cleaner body lines give it a more modern look while keeping the unmistakable Mustang character intact. Number 1. Shelby GT500 Convertible. Before we begin, there's an important detail. Ford never officially produced a factory-built S55. Shelby GT500 Convertible. However, Shelby American, the company founded by Carroll Shelby himself, created a limited number of certified convertible conversions, and those extraordinary machines earn the top spot on this list. At the heart of these cars sits the supercharged 5.2-liter Predator V8, producing 760 horsepower from the factory, with some Shelby packages pushing output beyond 800 horsepower. Acceleration is brutal, with 0 to 60 miles per hour arriving in well under 3.6 seconds. But the numbers only tell part of the story. Lower the top, and the GT500 becomes the ultimate expression of American muscle. The wide body, aggressive stance, iconic racing stripes, and legendary Cobra badges already command attention. Remove the roof, and the entire experience becomes even more dramatic. Every throttle input is louder, every gear change feels more intense, and every drive becomes an event.